Yes, indeed. So you know what? It's all about Quiscord. Sasa, you've got that dilemma. And you just don't know what the hell to do with it. You're wondering what the hell is Mythical Inturi doing in the Ministry of Agriculture? What can its naked self do with agriculture? And we have a year draft. You're saying Aisha Jumwa Nakuno in the public service. Hey Kenya Yawa. But look, you have a dilemma and you really want to share. So that's what Quiscord is all about. So you know what? Share because I care. You share with me and then I share with you as the listener. And the two ways to do that, you can either, get onto your DM me. That is at Edward Kwach, EDWARDKWACH. Or you can send me a voice note on the SpiceFM's WhatsApp number, which is 011 0288 Okay. Now, Mombi told me that, you know what, today, Kerry Francis, for that is my name, I'm going to try to do it a little bit different. Mombi would be the producer. And it's like, why? He said, today, Yani, we're going to have the court in the studio. I said, what? Yeah. So you talk about live? Yes. Because this one is, like I said early on, do you know, Luther Vandross said, love the one you're with. But is that necessarily the love of your life? That relationship that you're in right now, are you in that relationship with the love of your life? But you're like, how will you know it's the love of your life? You know, dude. Especially if you've been playing tennis for a while. You know what I'm saying? In the studio, got two. First of all, I know he's a patient man because, you know, he has waited. He's been here for over an hour. And you know what? They say good things come to those who wait. MK, welcome to the studio, my brother.
Thank you very much.
Oh, damn. And he also plays a musical instrument and he's also got a voice. Bruv, now, give me your backstory. Tell me your story. Who's MK? Let's go back. Not Atio was born on the 27th of March, 2:45 p.m. Nairobi Hospital, Dr. Mugo, 1973. That is me. So just tell me your story.
Well, MK, I'm a professional photographer, videographer.
Right. Yeah.
I do music as well.
Yeah.
And I'm just a simple, ordinary guy. Just trying to make some money in the city.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I can say about myself. Yeah.
All right. And I can see you do music as well, right?
Yes.
And you've got he's got an instrument there. What do you got there, bro?
I've got an alto saxophone.
Alto saxophone.
Yeah.
Now, every Thursday we try and have Amsani in the studio. All right. And that's the one that is really good. We call it's a panty remover, yeah? What? Where did you start playing the sax, dude?
I started playing it in high school. Initially, I used to play the piano.
Right.
Mikono kidogo ikakata.
Yeah.
Then I got into the guitar when I was in primary. When I finished my primary, I started playing it. When I joined high school, we didn't have alto saxes in primary. So when I joined high school, I saw this nice gold complicated,
wow, indeed,
thing.
Yes.
And I just this is what I want.
This is the thing, right?
This is the thing, yeah. And my parents supported me. That was back in Form 2, and I've just been playing on and off since then.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, last time you played?
Last time I played?
Yes.
Before I practiced for today morning, it was maybe a month ago.
Yeah. All right. Do you do private sessions?
Sorry?
Do you do private sessions?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So speaking of private sessions, you know what? We'll call it Ginger. And Ginger, I want you to gloss over it. Yeah, because, same as him. What's your backstory? Tell me a little bit about you, thyself.
And not I was born.
Closer to the mic, please, lady. Yes.
That was the easy route, but
okay, no. So let's go there. Let's go there. If that's the easier route,
let's use the other route.
Okay.
So Ginger,
Mm-hmm.
I am an architecture student, graduate.
Mm-hmm.
That's just it. I love conversations. I love partying. I love my friends. I love cooking. Yeah, that's it.
Did you like food, MK?
Yeah, of course.
No, are you a foodie? And did you appreciate good food?
He's also a good chef.
Definitely.
You're also a good chef.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we got something in common. Did we go to school together?
No, we didn't.
Okay, so let me understand the scenario as it is. Okay, let's get straight to brass tacks. Okay, now you like each other, as in we're pals.
We are pals.
Yeah, we all,
We're pals.
We are pals.
Okay. And I notice, Ginger, that MK is leading this conversation because he's sexist, Amma, because that's just him. He's the dude.
It's just because it's the first 5 minutes.
Oh! Good girl. Good girl.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah. So now, you like each other, but in what kind of way? Because you're saying you're waiting. Ginger's saying that she's waiting for MK to grow up.
Are you?
I plead the fifth.
Now, you, MK, on the other hand, you say that you're in a relationship and you knew that your girlfriend is the one.
More or less, yeah.
Okay. So, do you like Ginger, first of all? Let me ask it of you this way. How long have you guys known each other, first of all?
How long?
6 years.
6 years. Tell me about 6 years ago, how we met.
We met through one of your friends. I was in Kabarak University then. And then one of my classmates was really good friends with her. And
yes.
Eventually we started hanging out together. And
Right. At the same campo? No?
No.
Okay, that was, you were here.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you first met her, you guys, was there any chemistry? Was there that attraction? Was there that thing? No? Yes?
No.
So it was just pals.
Just pals.
So Ginger, this attraction has come up over the years?
It's not attraction, but I can't really say it's attraction that has come over the years because nothing has changed.
Nothing has
changed.
changed.
The same, yeah, he's my pal, and that's just it. Is that love? Yes. Attraction? No.
Okay. What's the difference? Sorry.
Attraction is hinged to an intention,
Right.
Yeah.
And there's no intention there whatsoever.
No, when you love someone, you just love them.
Okay.
Whoever they decide to be with or not to be with, you just love them.
So what if they want to be with you?
MK?
Shock on your face. Really? Is that possible? Okay, let me ask you to be this way. You say that you want him to grow up because clearly, what do you find childish about it?
Wow. Okay. Nothing.
Baba, do you want water?
No, I'm good.
Okay, so fantastic.
When I say okay, let's say when you say grow up, it doesn't mean someone has to be childish. Maybe they're just young. You understand?
Yes,
yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, it doesn't mean there's something wrong with them. It just means okay.
You just need time.
Yeah, because
for
you
him
need
to
time.
mature.
No, even for me, maybe when I say I am waiting for him to grow up, maybe it's a me thing. Because by the time he's grown to a certain age, I would have, grown
MK,
too.
if I may ask, how old are you now, bro?
I'm 23.
Wow, of course.
Yeah.
Wow, indeed. Because this is a Millennial thing.
Yeah.
Right? So if in 10 years, when do you think, when should one be ready? Is there really a time that you can set on this? Ginger.
I can't say time. I can say experience. You need to have attained a certain level of experience for you to be ready.
Bas.
You can attain it in a month, in a week, in a year, in 10. Doesn't matter.
MK, when one talks about experience, and especially coming from a lady, because, it is said, legend has it that, the ladies mature before the dudes.
Yeah.
Right? You heard that. Do you believe that? Is that true?
Yeah.
It's true? Okay, what kind of levels of experience do you think one should attain or get before you're like, okay, now I'm actually good to go? Let's start those steps that take us to the promised land. Let's say even if it's the Fellowship of the Rings.
I think I'd say there's no proper timeline. I think when you're ready, you'll just know you're ready. Because I'd say experience comes first and foremost from previous relationships. And I think that's why we were told that when we're young, we should be open and keep it free and, explore. Because in your exploring, in you being in and out of relationships, you get to learn what is it you want in a person, what is it you don't want in a person. So that you kind of, over the years and over the relationships and heartbreaks, your level of who you want in somebody else keeps on becoming, keeps on changing until it gets to a point where you know now, okay, then I feel now I'm ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is it with this generation that it seems to be, you people seem, this generation seems to push it further and further apart because, because I'm in my late 40s.
Yeah.
So technically I could be your parents. But, so my parents, these people of the independence era, they were getting married at about your age, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah?
That's true.
So they knew, right? So what is it that now, at this rate, a lot of people are like, yeah, okay, fine, we'll do it. Because if you put it in the age dynamic, it'll be in the 30s. If some of you even the 40s, because that experience marriage is not a big thing though, is it?
We are not wired to dream of marriage. You understand?
Yeah,
it's not an end goal for us. You don't sit down and say, I hope to get married. I hope to get a Lamborghini one day. But marriage is not. It's not the promised land.
Why?
Unlike go back to your parents' generation. Yeah, it's different from ours. We are more empowered. We understand. We can see the trauma, the generational trauma that left.
Haha.
We are trying to unlearn. We are trying to heal. We are trying to, separate ourselves from that. And we saw it all rooted from early marriages. Yeah, the trauma. So we want to be free. We want to be alive. We want to heal. We want to live.
Millennials and their relationships. What do they want? Ginger says that, the reason why they are like, you will know when you're ready. They're in their mid-20s. Do you know what? That independence generations that they're called what are those guys? The baby boomers. Yeah? They're basically World War II, post-World War II. These ones were getting married 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, done and dusted. By 25. But now millennials are like, whoa. You will know once you get that experience. MK and Ginger are in studio. This says what they've seen and experienced, that generational trauma that when are you with separations? Sijui single parenthood. Sijui divorce. Sijui Klande club. Imagine, look at what you've done to the children. Shame on you. What do they want? We'll get on to that next. Spice.
Ruin everything, in simple terms. Would argue a lot. We're very much alike, so even wouldn't have a conversation. He'd want to be heard, I'd want to speak, so it wouldn't work, no matter what universe we try. So yeah, and we established that, and we were like, yeah, this can't work. Years back.
So we've had this relationship, MK. We've had this conversation, rather.
Yeah, we have.
Okay.
We have.
Paint the picture.
Well, at the time we had the conversation, obviously, like...
Hey, so, no, I want you to pause, brother, because it's going to go into the news automatically. They've had the conversation, and it says that, you know what, sex changes the dynamic, but the millennials, let's talk about that next. Spice. Get on to SpiceFM KE, and we're looking at that to Twitter. But, millennial relationships. What do they want? Okay, are you a child of a baby boomer? Now, if you're from that spawn of that generation, you talk to your folks, you know that, man. The ladies, late teens, early 20s, they were done and dusted. I'm talking about married, the kids. Yeah? And the Majets, definitely by their mid to late 20s, even them, the dust is settled and it's now let's move on and rock on with your bad self. Okay? But you know what? You move forward, and when we talk about this generation, the millennials, we've got... let me play some music first. That one is just so short. You would think that things would improve, but no. Apparently, our parents... Yes, and Ginger is looking at me as like, what are you talking? Our parents came and messed things up. Then our generation made things even worse. So by the time the millennials, now they're in their early to mid-20s, they look at us, they're like, no. Your separation rates, the way you people handle relationships, it's just basically it's a situation unbecoming it's not very encouraging. So they're now at a stage where they're like, you know what? Let people mature, grow up before we decide to settle down. Now, Ginger MK in the studio. So, Ginger, sorry, I cut somebody off. Who was cut off by the news?
It was me.
All right. So you were saying, brother.
Yeah, so you'd asked me about when we had the conversation.
Yes.
Yeah, and I was saying basically when we had the conversation.
Now, this would be the conversation of how, as much as we are friends, we cannot get into a relationship of the sexual nature.
Yes.
Indeed.
Yes. And that was more from a point of how well this relationship had grown, like as friends, and how we helped each other. Like, there's those friendships that you just don't ever want to lose. And if we get involved sexually, there's always dynamics that are going to change. You know, if you look like at the people you've been with in your past sexually, you're probably not speaking to them, or you probably hate them, or probably I don't know, there's just the dynamic is different.
Yeah, and if I may add on to whatever he's saying, not every good relationship should be explored sexually. You know, the fact that you're vibing doesn't mean you have to take it to the next level. You can just vibe. I mean, we need friends. You know, not every good thing should be taken to the next level.
I'm sorry. You know, where we come from, when you say vibe, that is the ones of, you know what, Ginger, without you is like a lake without fish. That is vibing. Not at Mase, look, Aisha Juma's now doing the CS for whatever. Yeah? What is your context of vibing? It's not this one of, it's not the way I look at it, like tuning. Is it?
It's more or less the same.
Aha.
As long as you guys, can communicate, understand each other.
Yes.
You know, there's some sort of peace, understanding, you know, tension here and there, which is maybe sexual or, you know.
So the sexual tension is there.
Even if it's there or not there, you know, because you can be attracted to someone. I can be attracted to you today, and, you know, next week I'm not.
Yes.
Because we're humans.
Yes.
We're primates, you know.
Yes.
So there's nothing much to it. You don't have to read into it and feel, okay, I'm attracted to you, so I have to explore. You know, give yourself time. You're attracted to him today. Maybe it's because, you know, it's a bit cold.
Today.
Yeah, it's a perfume today. You know, it's the weather. It's just, it's here, not there. It's fleeting, you know.
Okay.
You don't have to explore each and every emotion. That's why we are humans. We have a brain. We can make decisions. The fact that you see chocolate on the table doesn't mean you have to eat it. You know, you can just leave it. And I feel like that is that is how we look at relationships. Him and I can have a vibe and what's not, but we don't have to explore it sexually.
Okay. So this was a conversation that we had at that particular point.
Yeah.
Why did it happen at that particular point? Is it because, look, we had to set the goalposts so that we knew exactly where we were going? Because otherwise, instead of going straight forward, we were going either left or right. Was this the reason why it happened then?
Not really. There wasn't really anything that sparked it. We just had it.
Okay.
We just had it because we used to get this a lot. Like when people see us hanging out together, they'd say, "Oh, those guys have a thing," or, you know, something like that. And we sat down and like looked at the possibilities of that actually even happening, and the math wasn't mathing.
The math wasn't
Not
mathing.
mathing.
Okay.
So we decided to just keep this on friendship level, and 6 years later, like, here we are.
Yeah, and we all need a friend in this life.
Of the other gender, yeah?
Yeah, no matter whatever gender.
Okay, because where we come from, it's weird. So speaking of, you know, the math was not mathing. And you know, before we get to the weird bit, right? Because aside from a relative and a workmate, but I'm talking about, you know, obviously, but I'm talking about, you guys are friends. Yeah? Have you ever pictured her naked?
No.
MK? Ginger?
No. Next question.
Now, let me talk about the people in your life. You're both in relationships.
Yes.
Ginger, ladies first. Your person, all right, is a dude, right?
Oh, yes. It is.
Okay.
No assumptions.
No, but it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, I get to ask.
Right. It is. Yes.
Uh-huh.
Now, have you met this guy, MK?
Yes.
And how is that dynamic? Because clearly you and Ginger are best friends, you know? And no, handle me gently. So how is that? Huh?
It's fine because I think they started dating. Like I was already in the picture by the time the guy came. So it wasn't like he didn't come and feel threatened because he seemed like I've been there for a while.
Yes. Yes.
But however, I'd also understand if it was the other way around. If she had already started dating and then all of a sudden you have a male best friend, that one is a bit sad.
Ginger, what questions did he ask you of MK?
He knew about MK. I told him about MK, so there was nothing to ask. It
Right.
was just, so this is the MK I've been telling you about.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So I like transparency, so I said everything straight. Same to him. When he got into a relationship with his girlfriend, I was there. And they've dated
Yeah,
for...
where?
In the picture. I was in the picture.
Yes, yes,
Already-
yes.
Yeah, we
yes.
were already friends.
For a
And now
second
we
there, I
are...
thought you were there at the first date.
no.
Chaperoning.
No.
Assessment.
No.
Yeah.
And now we're close friends. She's
Okay.
in my inner circle. We go out. She's my friend, yeah.
All
The
right.
girlfriend. And I met the girlfriend through him, obviously.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is what I understand, because it's all about now you millennials and this relationships. So even going forward, because you've got common interests, you're clearly best friends, and the two pillars, if they are 4 or 3 or 5, that people look for as a foundation stones for relationships, really. But you guys are like, no, it's because of those. The math is not mathing. What? They're dumb. What do you want it to be? Opposites attract? What?
He's not... I feel like the world, the universe is not limiting. The fact that I've connected with Martin and we have this bond doesn't mean it's Martin alone. There's my boyfriend.
Yes.
The other people. So it's
Yes.
not one person that
Yeah.
I connect to.
Yeah.
It's many. Our hearts can love many people, accommodate many people. So me loving him doesn't mean I love my boyfriend any less.
Okay.
No, it's not. It doesn't work like that. I can love him. I do love him. I love my boyfriend. If we break up, I love the next one and the next one. It's endless. There's a lot of love in the universe, and you can agree.
That is deep. Now with that, because like I said, from our generation, it's very rare to have a best friend of the opposite gender and there be no sexual connotation.
Yeah, because
or
you guys
the
were-
state of mind. Yeah.
Because you guys were wired to. This is going to sound offensive. There's
okay.
a lot of sexism.
Yes.
Women are
yes.
supposed to be looked at like this.
Bas.
We're in an era where we don't look at people's tribe,
Right.
gender,
Yes.
race.
Yes.
Yeah. So even why gender now? We don't look at tribe. We don't
Right.
look at race,
Yes.
color.
Yes.
So why should we look at sex? Why?
Do you agree with this, bro?
Yeah, I do.
It's a double-edged sword. If we're not looking at race, the color, religion, background, also gender, chop it off.
I like it.
Yeah.
So what would be your advice, MK, to brethren of your generation that are going into relationships, okay, and they're not too sure, yani if they're in a scenario like yours, dude?
They're not too sure.
Yes.
Well, what I'd say is the first thing that I'll always tell people about relationships is never ignore even the slightest red flag right from the beginning.
I like
because more often than not, when a relationship comes to an end, that small red flag that you ignored and probably looked a bit hot pinkish to you, that is the thing that is going to that is the exact same thing that is going to break up that whatever. And when you sit down and you're thinking now 3 years later it's here, it's over, and you remember on week 2 you saw this person did something, probably wasn't kind, or probably just wasn't, just did something that's very small. But in the end, I don't know if it's tolerance keeps on reducing and then the small thing keeps on growing. Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
And then I think I'd also tell them nobody's perfect, but I think in relationships, people should go in with the 80-20 rule, which is obviously you're not going to get 100 in one person. There's always going to be those few things that, you probably won't change about your person, or just something that you can work on. But in the 80-20 rule, it's more or less the 80, you have 80 in that person that you're chasing for.
Yes.
And then there's that 20 that's lacking.
Yes.
And I feel like the mistake that a lot of people do nowadays is, let's say, for example, the 20 that is lacking in my babe is, let's say, dressing. I feel like the mistake what people do nowadays is they look for that 20 because they don't have it. It's the only thing that they don't have. They keep on looking for it. And you chase that 20, and then in the end, you have the 20 and you've lost your 80.
Okay. Ginger, before you give your last segment, now, your folks, still around?
Yes, they are.
Clearly, they've met MK.
Yes, they have.
But, and dear mama has not sat you down and said, hey, yeah, young girl, or even Daddy Cool. This man looks like he's the one. What is, why are you still perambulating around Kenya? Yeah.
Okay. First of all, I thank God I have amazing parents because they would never do that. They would never do that.
If you reiterate that fact, say never with that
never
again.
do,
Yes,
never
yes.
say that
Yes,
because first of all, I'm 24.
Yes.
And there's nowhere they're looking,
Yes.
for a guy to marry me.
Yes.
We're in an era where girls are taking back their power.
Yes.
As I said, marriage is not the promised land for us. We're taking back our power. We do not have any more to give.
Yes.
The male species has taken enough from us.
Yes.
And it's time to take back our power. What am I doing getting married at 24?
Right.
To be honest.
Right. Okay.
So Mama Bear and Cool Dad would never say that.
Okay.
Yeah, because they've empowered me to know the right guy will definitely find me.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And I like that. Not that I have found the right guy, but the right guy will definitely find you. So he's not Mr. Right, the guy who's with you right now. Fantastic. So
Mr. Right is relative.
Agenda.
Mr. Right is very relative.
Right.
He's right today, he's not right tomorrow.
Okay.
But everyone is right for a specific season. Maybe
Yes.
he's right for me when I'm 24. But when I'm 26, maybe he won't be right for me. When I'm 30, maybe he won't be right. That's why you need to first get yourself. You need to stabilize your life, understand yourself, because every day we're changing. And this millennial, as you said, era is different because we're changing every day. The things that I liked when I was 22 are not the things that I like now.
love it.
Yeah. The things that probably you liked when you were, maybe 20 are not the things you like right now. And that doesn't mean you're a hypocrite. It means you're growing. So the person who you thought was the love of your life when you were 20, can you say is the love of your life right now?
No.
Exactly. The same thing. That's why when you get into marriage when you're so young, he's the love of your life when you're 20. When you're 30, he's not.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you should get into at least when you're a bit older, so that the love of your life, you've wrapped that concept from your head. This is a life partner. There's nothing like love of your life forever. I will love you today after 10 years. I still love you, but I've grown. I'm no longer living in the clouds.
So if we're in the same scenario, touch wood, 10, 15 years down the road, would that not be a scenario where like Maze, lakini yenyewe, we were meant to spend the rest of our lives together, the two of you?
Then we'll spend them.
I love it. That's where I wanted to conclude. So listen, MK, so you're going to play us out with two songs, with one song or two songs?
I'm doing Careless Whispers.
Oh, you're going to do George Michael's Careless Whisper.
You
Because you're back on Thursday, aren't you? Back here on Thursday, I think.
Yes.
Indeed. So, no. Then if that's the case, unless you want to dedicate it to, who are you dedicating the song to? Careless Whisper. I feel like I want to be a bit careless here. Who are you dedicating this song to? No. No, we're not doing that. No Careless Whisper. So listen, thank you so very much. And break it down, that dynamic. And it's, wow. It's an eye-opener. That's what I was looking for. Ginger and MK, thanks for coming to studio. I'll see you on Thursday. You're basically, you're flying out. You're out. You're going to Uganda.
No.
It's not Uganda.
It's not Uganda.
Okay, you'll be back soon, or we see you? No, not soon.
Not soon. Not
Okay, so Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Thank you. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Are you going to be back?
Happy Easter.
Oh my God, it's next summer.
Happy birthday.
Oh my God, are you escorting her to the airport?
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll see.
Oh, Jesus! And are you hearing that sentiment there? Would you shed a tear?
Would I shed a tear?
Yeah, because she's gone for a while, like close to a year. Clearly, you're going for further studies, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. So, you're going to miss her? Of course you are, yeah?
Yeah, of course.
Would you shed a tear, dude?
No, I wouldn't.
You sure?
Yeah.
She's listening, isn't she?
Cool.
Safe journeys and journey mercies. And see you on the flip side, Ginger. Bye-bye.
See you on the flip side.
And he's a bit of a genius on the sax as well, isn't he? All right, MK there playing George Michael's Careless Whisper. Good job, son. Very brilliant. A round of applause there. Fantastic. So you're going to play one more, my brother. Yeah, but your cans are falling apart. So which one is that going to be? Is it Westlife? It's Westlife. Me Love, yeah? All right, you ready? I'm ready. Oh, yeah, you have absolutely got to love it. Brilliant. MK. All right, and thank you so much for playing that, by the way, brother. No particular dedication to anyone in particular, no?
Special dedication to Rebecca Njuguna, wherever you are. I love you.
Okay, special dedication to Rebecca Njuguna, wherever you are. He loves you. Meanwhile, there's somebody who's rolling on the floor here in the studio. So listen, so it's been absolutely fantastic. Thanks, you guys, for coming in and basically defining millennials, relationships. What does one want? And you know what? If there's one thing we get out of today is that there are no more focused group of individuals than this particular generation. That's absolutely fantastic.
Spice.